as I don't like to repeat myself, so we're just giving everyone a chance to jump on before we get going. So thank you so much for being with us today. Okay, and it's great to have. So we have Nicole with us. We've got Dan with us. Norbert is with us. Michael is with us. Okay, Garvin is with us. Judith is with us. Charles is with us. Abel's with us. Edith is with us. You know, that is fantastic, folks. Okay, just fantastic. And so we thank you all for being with us today. If there's anything specific that you'd like to know, if you have any specific questions, you know, of course, you can just type it in the chat, okay, and we'll certainly address it for you, okay? But we're going to give you as much as we can, okay? I'm going to give you as much as we can because this, quite frankly, is the best business in town, okay? And never judge it by the number of participants that's on a call because that is not an indication of the amount of people that are in rainBNB. We know summer months is now upon us, right? And so not everyone is engaged as they should. Then we know there's lots of other meetings going on in different languages, French, in German, in Russian, etc. Okay, so we get all of that, folks. But you know, we're still here simply because we know what we have in our hands, and we'll continue to make ourselves available to give you the best information. Okay. And so again, if there's anything specific you'd like to know, by all means, go ahead and put it in the chat. Otherwise, we do have, you know, a schedule. Okay, we always want to go through the smart contract on every single training call because I think, you know, it's probably the most important thing for you to understand in rainBNB is that smart contract. Okay, that is where people should really be. You know, understanding that it's impossible for them to fail with rainBNB. Just impossible, folks. You know, I mean, I don't expect anyone to come in and just don't do anything at all. Like, I just don't expect that, right?
Recording in progress.
You know, so if that be the case, you know, then, you know, you're not serious about your financial future, right? Because, you know, where can you go nowadays, right? And actually do something that is going to cost you less than $300 with the possibility, with the potential to change your life. Like what else can you do, folks? You understand me? So for people to come in to join our community and don't do anything at all, you know, that's just mind-boggling. You know what I mean? So I don't expect that, right? So having said that, we have to look to the possibilities. Okay, folks? You know, the government, you know, they're not going to tell you the truth. You understand? Your banks are not going to tell you the truth, folks. Right? Most people are not going to tell you the truth. Most people are going to lie to you because they have their own agenda. Right? So you have to be able to navigate, okay, and go through all the fluff to get to the meat as to exactly what is going on, exactly how something works, exactly what's possible. Right here in rainBNB, there is no fluff, folks. What you see is what you get, right? And that's a good thing, right? What you see is what you get, right? And that is a really, really good thing, okay? So we definitely want to go through the smart contract. We want to touch on Freedom 800. I've been trying to find a way, trying to find the right phrase, if you wish. You know, is it Freedom 5? Is it Freedom 2.5? Is it Freedom 100? Freedom 500? You know, but I think I've settled on Freedom 800, unless I get a, you know, a greater revelation at some point. You know, but I think, you know, I'm committed to Freedom 800. Okay, so we're going to go through that as well. We kind of want to go through the levels, okay, to get people a better understanding of that, okay, and that should do it for today, folks, okay. So let's get going again. We always want to go through the smart contract because, as I said, to me, that is the foundation of rainBNB. Okay, that is the foundation, folks. Okay, and so let's go to that. Let's get a great understanding of it. Let's be 100% confident about rainBNB, because I'm telling you, okay, people keep sending me stuff. I don't know why they waste their time, right? Or maybe it's just my time they want to waste. But people keep sending me stuff, and I'm like, what is this, right? I look at it and I'm like, are you kidding me, right? How can I go jump to that, or be engaged in that when I know what I have in my hands, right? I know, right? Maybe you don't know, but I know that I have the solution to every single person's financial problem on this planet. On this planet, folks. Right? So I am 100% convinced about that. Okay? Because we're seeing the results. You understand? We are seeing it. Okay? And just like any business, you're going to have its peaks. You're going to have times where things slow down. You have times where things pick up and all. That's just how a business works, folks. No business is ever up and away, at the same pace. It just doesn't work that way. Okay? None whatsoever. Okay? But when you know you have something that's good, right? This is why it blows my mind. Like, these calls should be packed. Whether it's the training calls, whether it's the live presentations, all of them should be packed. Right? They really should be, right? So it blows my mind. Nicole, if you can just keep everyone muted for me, please. Thank you. Right?
You're going to get muted, okay, Michael?
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, Nicole. Right? And so, folks, when we understand what we have in our hands, it just blows my mind that people are just not, like telling the world about it. Like, why are we keeping rainBNB a secret? Right? Like, why are we keeping it a secret? You know what I mean? Like, are we not serious about our financial future? Do we not want the success that we're looking for? Do we not want that success in, the fastest possible time? Like, what is it? I'm curious. So if anyone could enlighten me, hey, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay? Because we have the best. Okay? Don't tell me about Cryptex, Ubitex, Ubex, CBEX. Like, don't tell me about those things, folks. Don't tell me about Vibe, whatever it's called, right? And the list goes on and on and on, right? All these different things that people are running after. And what's going to happen is that they're going to lose and lose and lose and lose. So it doesn't make any sense to me, but people are doing it, and we're not here because we can't convince people, right? We just simply share information and leave it at that. And we work with those who are serious. So the fact that you are here today, the fact that you're on this call tells me that you're serious about your financial future. So it is my responsibility to do as much as possible to assist you. It's as simple as that. Because, folks, I'm not going anywhere. As long as God gives me breath, okay, in this body, I'm not going anywhere. I will continue to share rainBNB with everyone everywhere because I am convinced about it. Okay? And I know when I invite someone in that they have the potential to make money right now. Not have to sit around for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 20 years, right? With nothing. No. People are seeing results right now. The moment you invite one person in, they come in as a champion. Immediately, folks. Okay? As soon as you click that registration button, as soon as they confirm within their wallet, immediately you see funds in your wallet. It's as simple as that. Okay? So when you know what you have, when you know that you can obtain financial freedom, you could be the slowest person on this planet. The slowest person. Okay? You could be the slowest person on this planet, and yet you can have financial freedom. Okay? In 5 years or less. It's just that simple. Okay? It's just that simple. All right? So let's go. Nicole, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Okay. So here we have the smart contract, okay? And we see the BNB price. Right now, it's almost $692, okay? So just a little bit shy of 700, okay? We know what the experts are saying, right? Over $3,000 come next year. Now, it doesn't mean January 1st, folks, okay? I take that as, by the end of the year, okay, it should be over 3,000. That's how I personally take it, okay? Because somebody tells me, well, this could happen next year. Well, next year runs from January 1st all the way to December 31st, okay? So if it happens in December 30th, that's still next year. If it happens in January 30th, it's still next year. You understand? So for me, I take it as by the end of the year, okay, we should have seen that it's over 3,000. Okay, and it doesn't mean that they're going to be 100% accurate, folks. Again, to me, it just means that we're not going to be here at $700 anymore come next year. Okay, the price is going to go up. You understand? And it's going to be closer to 3,000. So whether that's 2,500, whether it's 3,500, it's going to be around the 3,000 neighborhood. Okay, it's as simple as that, right? And so it's going to move, folks. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so there you have the price up top. This is the actual wallet address. So when you register, when you upgrade, that's where the fund goes, folks. That's where your funds go. They go here into this wallet address, okay? But it doesn't stay there immediately, okay? Immediately it comes in, and the smart contract tells it exactly what to do. When funds comes in here, the code is written to dictate exactly what happens, okay? And so when we look at this wallet address, folks, we see, well, how much money's there. That's what this is telling us right here. Okay, right here, overview, BNB balance, 0. BNB value, $0. So it tells me in this wallet address, okay, which is the rainBNB wallet address, it tells me that there's nothing in it. So what happened to the money? You said the money, comes in here, right? It comes into this address. What happens to it? Okay? And this is what people need to understand, folks, okay? Because that is going to let you now firmly believe without a shadow of a doubt that it's impossible for the developers, the creator of rainBNB, to run off with any money at all. It's impossible. So if I know I can join a business where it's impossible for the owners, the creators, the ones who started it, that they can't run off, folks, all of a sudden, my belief level, my comfort level, my confidence level has gone up. You see how simple that is, right? If I know that you can't take my money, okay, my confidence level has gone up. Oh, this is great. Because I know when I join company A, company B, company C, company D, they can shut down at any time, folks. You understand? Walmart can pull the plug at any time if they want to. Amazon can pull the plug at any time they want to. Microsoft, and the list goes on and on. Those are all companies. You understand? And it goes for any home-based business, network marketing business, MLM business, affiliate marketing business, anything whereby you can join as an opportunity, okay? If it's a company, folks, they can shut down. They could be in business for 20 years. Doesn't matter. They can shut down just like that. I was with the company for 25 years. 25 years online. The company's around for 25 years, folks. Okay? And they decide to shut down. It happens because it's a company. What we have with rainBNB, it cannot be shut down, folks. Okay? The same way Bitcoins can be shut down, okay? Can't be shut down. Guess what? This cannot be shut down. It's a smart contract. Everything as you're seeing right here, we're on the Explorer right now, okay? This is you can see it up here, opbnb.bscscan.com. This is Binance site, folks, okay? Binance is the one who created BSC, which is Binance Smart Chain, okay? That network, and Binance is the one who created opBNB, okay? Which is the layer 2 network, okay? This is their stuff. All right. So we've established that there's no money sitting inside this wallet. So therefore, we should be confident that no one, don't let anyone come and tell you that, oh, they can scam you, or oh, they can do, Nonsense, folks. It's impossible. Okay? All right. Got that out of the way. Now, we're going to look at where the money goes then. If the money's not in their wallet, well, where does it go? We're going to get to that in a moment. Before we do, we have to address this. Okay? For some reason, people want to shy away from it, don't want to talk about it. Folks, there's nothing that is hidden when it comes to rainBNB. So it's, it's okay to talk about this. There are reports that this address was used in a phishing scam. Okay, first and foremost, it did not say that rainBNB is a phishing scam, or rainBNB is a scam, or this wallet address is a scam. It says that there are reports. It's not even saying that it was used in a phishing scam. It says there are reports. In other words, somebody said this. Someone reported this, that this was used. Does it mean that it's true? Well, we know it's not true, but does it mean, because when someone reports something, does it mean that the report is true? You understand, folks? Right? That's why we got to fact check stuff, right? Okay? So there are reports. Okay, no big deal. There are reports. All right, whatever. Okay? What does it say next? Please exercise caution in interacting with it. Just telling you to be cautious. That's all it's saying. Hey, be cautious. Right? I tell my kids, when you're crossing the street, be cautious when you're crossing the street. It doesn't mean that they can't cross the street or they shouldn't cross the street. I'm just saying be careful when you go across the street, because a car can come out of nowhere, or you weren't looking. You understand me? And the car coming and hits you, right? So be cautious as you cross the street. Right? There's nothing wrong with telling somebody to be cautious about something. It doesn't mean that they're going to get hit. It doesn't mean that they're going to die. It doesn't mean that, you understand me, they're going to be in an accident, right? But be cautious. So nothing wrong with that, folks. Okay? And then it tells you here, reported by, okay, hashed it. Okay? Which, if you click that link, it takes you to Twitter. Okay? So some social media person decided to report this. Does it mean it's true? No. Is it true? Absolutely not. Okay? But it's there though, folks. Okay? And Binance is covering their butts by saying, hey, at least, we warned people about it. So just in case something happens down the road, they can say, hey, well, we warned people about it. We told them to be cautious about it. You understand, folks? That's all that is. Right? So people shouldn't get hung up. Oh, but I sent this out to my friend. They didn't want to join because they log on to their MetaMask, and MetaMask is saying, oh, it's a deceptive request and people are going to steal your money. What? Folks, how many times have we done those transactions? There's been over 500, see right here, 504,000 transactions. Okay, so why should we be concerned of what this warning message is on MetaMask? Because we know it's not true. But again, MetaMask is covering their butt saying, hey, we told people about it. We told them, hey, this is a deceptive request, blah, blah, blah. It's not a deceptive request. You know what the request is. When you go into register, right, it's asking you, hey, do you want to confirm? Do you want to take this 0.0044 out of your wallet to go over here? Do you want to do that? The answer is yes, because that's exactly what you're trying to do. Okay, when you go to upgrade and it gives you that message, is it a deceptive request? It's not a deceptive request. You're requesting for them to take your 0.4158 if you're doing an upgrade, right? To take it from your wallet. You are requesting that. So how can it be a deceptive request? You understand, folks? We have to start thinking here, okay? Use your head, okay? Use the brain that God has given us. You understand? Right? So we know it's not a deceptive request, so then what's the concern? I just click, yeah, got it. Click confirm. Okay, boom, transaction is done. I've done that so many times, folks. I've come on here, right, on the smart contract and done that so many times to register people, upgrade people, countless amount of times, folks, right? So none of this is a concern, but it's there. This is the space that we're working within. It is what it is, because so many people are trying to scam us these days, folks. And it's not just on the internet. I get phone calls in here all the time. Scams all the time, right? You start to do a business, and if people out there, for whatever reason, if they don't like it, they will try to cause trouble. They'll make, try to distract you, try to, discourage you from moving forward, for participating, all these things, right? So many people have their own agenda for. We just have to understand, okay? So here's the contract address. We went through the message. We went through the fact that nothing sits inside the wallet address, because, folks, if you take your wallet address and you replace it up here, okay? If you do that, folks, what happens? Okay? When you do that, it's going to show your information and you will see whether you have a balance or not in your wallet. So we know that this information is 100% correct. This is not somebody faking it and saying, oh, no, there's no money there when there's actually money there. Okay? So we know this. So now we have to find out if the money comes in through this address, well, where did it go? So it's all here, folks. As we said, everything is transparent. So we're under transactions and we can see the different transactions. So the first thing is registration. So let's go to our registration transaction. Okay? So when we go there, we know every single person pays right here, 0.44 BNB right now. Okay, now it's a little bit over $3 now. Okay, but that's what they pay to register, right, as a beginner. And we see where all the money is going. You understand? You're going to have this fake phishing label that's there because of the message that's up here. Understand, folks? That's how it works. Okay, the message that's at the top on the main page. Okay, that's why this is there. But it's no big deal. You put your mouse there, you see what the actual address is. It's the same, ending in BC57. Okay, so it tells us, folks, if we understand the compensation plan, we should see every single, amount here. So this 0.0044 BNB, all these transactions need to add back up to this 0.0044 because that's what the person paid to register. Right? You see how simple that is, folks? Right? So when we go through it, we know what? Okay, we know there's going to be let's start at the bottom. Okay, we know that there's going to be 5% that's going to go towards the royalty and the lifestyle rewards, right? That's what this is right here, the 5%. Okay, and it goes to this wallet, ending in FAD. And we know 5% goes to the developers fund. Okay, that's this one here. And there it is right here, 3F9. Okay, and we know that there's 1.5% is paid out of every transaction. Okay, 14 times. So meaning 14 different wallets is going to receive this 1.5. So we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 transactions, excuse me, that are the exact same amount, folks. Okay? That's your 0.00006. Okay? That's your 1.5%. And you can see all the different wallets. It's not the same wallets. These are all different wallets that it's going into. Immediately this happens, folks. Right? There's no delay. It happens immediately. Okay? And then we know that there's 10% referral bonus that goes out. There's the 10%. It goes into this wallet. And usually the same person for a registration, okay, usually it's the same person that's receiving this 0.276. Okay? Which is your direct bonus. Okay? See there, folks? It's all there. It's fully explained. So that's why there's no money sitting in the wallet. And that happens for every single transaction. Whether it's a registration, whether it's an upgrade, it doesn't matter, folks. Let's come down here. Let's grab this one right here. Right here. Okay? This one is 0.0528. Okay? So the person upgraded. Okay? There's the amount that they paid. Right? $36. And so the same thing happens, folks. Every transaction, this is exactly how it works. Okay? Every single transaction. You understand? It's not rocket science, folks. Okay? It's not rocket science. So you're going to see the same thing. Okay? And we know what these numbers are because we've created a document to show you exactly what they are. Okay? We've created a document for that, folks. So 528, that means the person upgraded as a pioneer. Okay? Simple stuff. And so we're going to see what? What are we going to see? We're going to see these numbers. This right here is the rank upgrade bonus for a pioneer. For a pioneer package. Okay? That's the rank upgrade bonus for that. Okay? 0.03312. Okay? Again, we've given you this document, right? That shows exactly what the upgrade numbers are. Okay? And then what is this? All right, this is going to be your direct referral bonus. Okay, your referral bonus, the 10%. Okay, And people say, well, that's not 10% of 0.0528. That's because, and we've explained this in our document, that the compensation is based upon the base package fee. Okay, so they take what comes in and they take away the 10% first. What's left over is referred to as the base amount, and that base amount is what this 10% is calculated on. Okay, and everything else, the 1.5% and so on, is calculated on the base amount. Okay, we're going to see everything, folks. So there's the rank upgrade bonus, this is the direct, and then there should be 14 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh boy, what happened there? There's only 9, folks. Okay? So that means how many is missing? 5, right? 5 of them is missing. So let's see if we can find where that 5 went. Okay? Because everything has to be accurate. Okay? So we take 0.00072, right? And we're going to multiply that by 5. Okay? That's 0.0036. Okay? And then we're going to add plus 0.0024. Okay? And the answer is 0.006. It's right here, folks. Well, what do you mean by that? Okay, so there's 9 of these. So 9 recurring was paid out. The 9 of the 1.5% was paid out. It's supposed to be 14. So what this means, folks, is that there's 5 wallets that did not get paid. Why? Because they didn't qualify. So 5 individuals didn't qualify. Where does the money go? It goes to the developer's fund. That's only for the recurring level bonus. Okay? That's how that works. Okay? And can we confirm this? Yes. Right here, this is the 5% that goes towards the royalty and lifestyle rewards. So this is 5%. That means the developer is supposed to get 5% as well. So this number should be the same. But because there's these 5 accounts that did not qualify, that's why there's only 9 payouts of the exact same amount for the 1.5%. So if you take this number here and you multiply it by 5, that tells you what it should be. And then when you add this amount to it, it should give you this figure down here. It's all math, folks. Okay? But the numbers are 100% accurate. Okay? 100% accurate. Understand? And if you just use the dollar amount, you can just say, well, 5 times 50 cents is what? $2.50. $2.50 plus this $1.65 is going to give you this, the 414. Simple, folks. The bottom line is that 100% of what came in was paid out and it went exactly where it's supposed to go. That is the takeaway. Okay? And that happens for every single transaction, folks. We're not going to go through any more, but it's the same thing. Pick any one of these upgrades, the same thing's going to apply. Pick any one of these registration, the same thing's going to apply. Okay? So we know without a shadow of a doubt that when the funds come into this wallet address, which is the wallet address for the smart contract, this is rainBNB's address, nothing stays there because it comes in and immediately gets dispersed as we've just shown you. So when you see that, folks, you know 100% factual that no one can run off with any money because the funds go exactly where it's supposed to go. You understand? So it doesn't come in and sit around and no. Okay? The 5%, the 3.5% that goes to the royalty, yes, that will sit into the royalty wallet for 24 hours and then it gets dispersed. Okay? And the 1.5% that goes towards the lifestyle, it will sit there for a week because it's a weekly bonus. And at the end of the week, that's why we have a clock in your dashboard. You can see the clock. Okay? And when it counts down, week is over, it goes exactly where it's supposed to go. When people understand what I've just explained, folks, you should be running to the top of the hill. You should be shouting for joy. You should be letting everyone you know about rainBNB because it works exactly as stated, folks. exactly as stated. Okay, and we're telling you that's 100% decentralized, which simply means I can come here to the smart contract, okay, and I can register someone. I don't need the dashboard or the website, which is a centralized system, okay? I can come right here, and if I go to write contract, okay, because when I want to write something, okay, I'm inputting something into the contract. If I click on connect to Web3, this message comes up, I click OK, and then I just click this, and my wallet is going to pop open and ask me to confirm, to connect. Okay? It's as simple as that, folks. And then when that happens, this red is going to go from red to green, and it's going to show my wallet address to show that I'm actually connected to the smart contract. Right? For security reasons, I don't leave my wallet sitting there. Right? You'd have to click on this little guy right here, which is your extension, go under extensions, and then find it to enable it. So as soon as I do that, folks, then the little guy pops up there, okay? But for security reasons, I always disable it, okay, so that it doesn't sit there, understand? And then go from there, right? Now, right, you can see it's gone, okay? So it's that simple, folks. But back to the contract, right? So if I come on here, I can just click register. I put in 0.0044, because that's the registration amount. I'll put in the ID number of the person who's referring this individual, right? So it wouldn't be my ID number because I already have my two. So I'll grab somebody's ID number from the community, put it in here, and then I'll put the person who's being registered, the new person coming in, their MetaMask wallet address will go right here, and then I just click write. My wallet pops open, asks me to confirm. I click confirm, done. Transaction is done. The person is registered. Now that I want to get their new ID number now, I just simply take their wallet address, and I'm going to go to read contract, and I come down to number 18, right? Click on number 18, and here I'm going to do what? I'm going to put in the wallet address, and I click query. When I do that, folks, it's going to give me an ID number. That's the new person's ID number. What do I need that for? I need it to now go and upgrade them. So I come back to write contract, and I come down to number 11 where it says upgrade. They're coming as a champion, so the difference between 0.4202 and the registration amount is going to be 0.4158. Okay, folks? I'm just subtracting 0.4202, right, from the 0.0044. Okay, and that's what that is. And then this is where I put the new person's ID number. Now they're registered, they're in the system as a beginner. I put their ID number right here now, okay, whatever that is, okay? And then we're going up 6 levels, okay? LVLS, that stands for levels, okay? So I'm a beginner right now. The person's a beginner right now. When I want to get the champion, that's 6 levels we're going up. So I have to put 6. If I was a champion and I want to upgrade to director, I'm only going 1 level up. From champion to director is 1 level, okay? And I'll put the appropriate amount here, which would be 4.4224, okay? But for this example, we're upgrading someone, a beginner, to champion, so this becomes 6. And I just click write, okay? And it's going to, again, my wallet pops open, I confirm, done. It takes 2 seconds to register somebody, folks. I find this so much easier, you understand? But the person who's using this, okay, they have to have the money in their wallet. So the new person could come and use the contract and register themselves. You understand? They have the money in their wallet. They just come to the contract and they're going to put in the necessary information and they register. Simple as that. Okay? And the same thing goes for if you're registering that new person, as long as you have the money in your wallet, okay, then you connect your wallet to, right? So you see, the wallet has to be on the same browser in order to connect. Okay, that's why you can't have somebody in Timbuktu, you know, and you're trying to register them, and they have the money in their wallet, and you're here at your computer trying to register them using the smart contract. Can't work. Okay, but they could use it and register themselves if they have the money, or if you have the money, then you can do it for them. Okay, simple, folks. Right? Really, really is simple. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. right? When you understand how the smart contract, and what I've explained is all you need to know about the smart contract. Yes, there's other stuff, there's other information, folks, but that's all that you really need to know. Yes, we can come down here and we can click on 47 and we see the total users. Now 760,340. Okay, we can see that. Okay, user info. Okay, if I put your ID number inside here, okay, and I click on query, okay, it's going to, give me, whatever information about the person. Okay, I just made that number up, folks. It's not real. Okay, but it will spit out the information here. It'll tell you how much the direct team, what the total matrix team is, what level they're at, meaning, okay, are they level 1, level 2, level 3, level 1 being a beginner, level 2 being an influencer, level 7 being a champion, and so on. Okay, all of that will be here. You understand, folks? So there's information that can spit it out to us. Okay, but what I've explained, though, is all you need to know. And when you understand that, folks, I'm telling you, your confidence level should be through the roof. Nothing that you've ever joined before is this transparent. It isn't. When you join a company, okay, when you join a company and the company says, well, yeah, we're taking 45. What do they do with the 45%? Do they break it down and show you exactly what they do with it? Or 50% or whatever it is that they keep? Do they show you that? No, they don't. When they tell you that, oh, we're going to help you make 1% a day, 2%, do they show you exactly what they're doing to make that money? Or they just tell you that? There's been so many companies that's come and gone, folks, that tell people, oh, we're doing this, doing that. Next thing you know, it turns out to be a $45 million scam or $20 million scam or whatever it turns out to be. You understand? And people's money is gone by the wayside. When people join, what's that recent one, CBEX, I believe it is, $843 million gone by the wayside. Just took off with people's money. Did they show you how they're making this 100% a month? You understand me? Oh, yeah, we're trading this. Okay, show me. I want to see you trade it. Show me. That's what we have with rainBNB, folks. We say, okay, there's no money for anyone to take. We mean that, and we just showed you there's no money for anyone to take. Right? We're not just saying it, we're showing it to you. You understand? It's as simple as that, folks. And even when the money goes into your MetaMask wallet, guess what? If your MetaMask was to shut down, disappear, whatever, something happened to it, you just can't act. As long as you have your 12 words secret recovery passphrase, folks, you can then go, let's say you had 100,000 sitting in your MetaMask for some reason. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't have 100,000 sitting in my MetaMask. Okay, at that point, it'll be somewhere even safer than MetaMask. But let's say it was sitting there, folks, and MetaMask just disappeared. Your money's still safe because your money's not sitting with MetaMask. MetaMask has shown you how much money you have on the blockchain. That's what it's showing you, but it's not sitting with them. You understand, folks? Right? So MetaMask can disappear, no problem. I don't have an issue. I take my 12-word secret recovery passphrase, okay, those 12 words when you're registered with MetaMask, I take those 12 words, folks, and I can go to SafePal or Trust Wallet or any other Web3 wallet, okay, and I can download their app or, use the computer program, set it up as an extension, browser extension, right, set it up, and I use those 12 words, and then poof, I'm going to import. So I'm importing my MetaMask account into this new wallet now, and poof, there's my wallet balance. All those Web3 wallets are, folks, is just to show you, okay? It's just to show you. You understand? Right? It's just going to show you what it is that you have on the blockchain. You understand? I'm telling you, rainBNB is the safest business you've ever been involved in, folks. The safest. It's the simplest. It's the easiest. You understand? But people have to get this. You have to get it, folks. Because when you do get in your two, it's a piece of cake. But if you don't believe, and if you don't trust, and if you don't understand, and if you don't get it, then how in the world are you going to impart that information to others? How? You understand? They ask you a question like, I don't know. You don't need to know everything, folks. But what I just shared with you with the smart contract, if you understand that, you are good to go. Because no one can come and tell you nonsense. No one can come and tell you that, oh, I understand that rainBNB is having withdrawal issues. Impossible. You never make a withdrawal from rainBNB, ever. Ever, folks. You understand what ever means? Okay? Or let me say never then. Okay? You never make a withdrawal request from rainBNB because rainBNB does not hold your funds. You understand? Think about that, folks. So you can't have a withdrawal issue and there's no one to run out with any money. Those two things, right? Understand the smart contract. Understand where all the money is gone. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, I paid $300. How come I don't see it in my wallet? We just showed you where it went. You understand, folks? That's powerful stuff. I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, right? I mean, when all that clicked in my head, I'm like, whoa, I need to tell everybody about this. Okay? And that's why I have more than 2 who've come in and joined us in rainBNB. 2 is easy, folks. It is easy. Right? I don't care what the excuse is. It is easy. If you really want to make a difference in your life, there's so many people around you that are looking for a solution, but they want to be sure. They don't want to come join something that's going to disappear again or join something that's going to disappoint them again. People are tired of that. So stop taking people into nonsense. People want to join Tetherbot and they want to join, I don't know what else, Vib, Vibe, what you name it. Right? And it's not about, bashing other programs or whatever, folks. I'm just speaking the truth. The reality is a lot of these companies, a lot of these programs, a lot of these platforms, all they want to do is just take your money and run. That's all they want to do. Or put you in a situation where you've lost because there's no way for you to win. Okay, casinos have been around for how long, right? They've been around for decades. You understand? Casinos. Okay? So what is the casino in business to do what? Are they in business to make you rich? To make you wealthy? To make you money? No. A casino is in business to make the casino money. These are simple things that people don't understand. Oh, I'm going to the casino. I'm going to, right? Oh, I'm going to break the bank. No, you're not going to break no bank. You understand? It is set up so that they make the money. They're breaking your bank. Will some people win? Of course, some people are going to win. If nobody, if everyone goes into a casino and like there's no winners, people would stop going. But they just need to have one person that has won something. Oh my gosh, ding, 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 right? That's how it works, folks. That's how the system is so rigged against us. What we have with rainBNB doesn't exist. It's in our favor. 95% is paid out to the community. So why do we want to go join A, B, C, D, and E? Why? Makes no sense. Not when they're stacked against us, folks. Okay, people throw money into the lottery. Oh, I'm going to win the jackpot. I'm going to win the jackpot. Your odds are what? You know what I mean? 1 in 10 million, 1 in 80 million, right? And so on, right? And yet you think, no, I'm going to be that one. No. The lottery's there to make money for who? Right? The lottery owner, which is usually the government. You understand, folks? Right? It's not there for you and me, but it's there to take our money. Right? Understand that. People, oh, I'm going to invest in stocks. You think the stock market is there to make you money? No. The stock market is there to make the owners of those stocks, of those companies, to make them money. That's why when they want to raise money, they say, okay, we're a private company, let's go public, right? We're going to have an initial public offering, IPO, right? And people put all their money in, yeah, we're going to make lots of money. And guess what happens? The majority of people don't make any money in the stock market, folks. The same can be said with other markets, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's Forex, okay? I'm talking about from a trading standpoint, okay? They don't. The stats are out there. Go search it out. Look it up for yourself. We have something that is in your favor. All I have to do is U+2. That's it. U+2? Are you kidding me? That is far easier than your job, folks. That's far easier than working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, year after year after year after year and end up with what? Nothing. How long have you been working now at your job? How many years? How many years have you been working? Period. How many years? How many years have you been searching to find something that is real that you can actually have a fighting chance to make money for yourself and your family? How many years? And yet right now we have people in rainBNB that's made over 50 BNBs already, 100 BNB, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, 7, 800 BNB already. It's only been 9 months, folks. Why not you? Why not? You understand? We have it right here, folks. So let's forget about the fluff and focus on what is real, because rainBNB is real. Oh, but you know, it doesn't have a product, so it's not real. Is that right? Okay. There's lots of things that don't have products, folks, but yet they make money. Okay. What's your government's product? What's their product? What's their product? You understand? What did they buy from you? Or what did you buy from them? You understand, folks? Don't let the system fill up your head with lies. Okay? Community, community, community is extremely important. Even to the government, community is important. That's why they're taking refugee. You think they're taking refugee because they're trying to help the people? That's not why, folks. You understand? Community is important. Okay? It's important. Social media should tell you this. Okay? Social media should tell you why community is important. If you have a YouTube channel and you have no subscribers, are you going to make any money? Right? Are you? You understand, folks? Community is important. You want to come up with a cryptocurrency, right? You have this great token that you want to bring to the world. If you have no community, is it going to go anywhere? There's a reason why there's millions of cryptocurrency, folks. Yet, right? Maybe, I don't know, 50 of them, right? And I'm being generous by saying maybe 50 out of the millions that are out there, okay, have any real value to it. You understand? And I certainly wouldn't touch anything outside of the top 10. Right? You understand? Community, folks, is important. Okay, it's very, very important. That's why Mark Zuckerberg went and paid $19 billion for WhatsApp. If community was important, he wouldn't have bought WhatsApp. If community was important, he wouldn't have bought Instagram. You understand? Community, folks. And that's what we're doing here. We have the opportunity to build our own community and we get to monetize it. It's a community within a community. It's as simple as that. It's no different than you have, you know, company A that says, okay, guys, we're starting this new business and we want you to come in to be an affiliate, or we want you to come in, you know, to be a distributor, right? And so you come in now, and so it's a community within a community. So there's the company, right? And they have the larger community, and you come in and you get to build your own community within there, and that's what you're monetizing. You're not monetizing somebody else's community. It's all about your community, unless they have some sort of global bonus pool, etc., that you get to participate in. It's simple stuff, folks. Okay, so don't want to fill up your head with nonsense. The bottom line is we have something here that is for the people. It is for you and I. It's for us. Okay, so let's get folks in so that they can change their lives, because their success is your success. Isn't that a good thing? That, wow, you mean I can't be successful without helping others become successful? No. And folks, and in case you think you can do it by yourself, you can't. Right? Leverage is so important in business. If you went out there, folks, and you were the best recruiter, best marketer, best salesperson, and you made a sale, I don't care what the business is, and you made a sale every single day, it's still only 365 sales in a year. But if you can leverage, if I can just invite 2 others, okay, and they can invite 2 others and so on, well, guess what? Now I can have a network of, instead of one, right, that would not have made 365 sales, I can have the network of over 8,000. And if each of us made one sale, isn't that 8,000 sales over the same 365 days, folks? And that's if it took me 30 days just to get my 2. Isn't that far better than one person getting 1 a day, one? Because we know that's impossible. 1 a day, 1 a day, 1 a day, every day, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's impossible, folks. Not for 365 days straight. It's impossible. No one's ever done it. You understand? So leverage is important, folks. Right? Your job, your boss, okay? The company you work for, they understand leverage. That's why they started a corporation. You understand? That's why they started a company. That's why they hired employees. It's not because they love you. It's not because they care about you, but they understand leverage. Well, if I have 10 employees, okay, each of them working 8 hours, oh, well, that's 80 hours I get to benefit from. Me by myself as the owner, I can only benefit from 24 hours maximum because there's only 24 hours in a day. But if I get 10 employees, 50 employees, 100 employees, 1,000 employees, right? Each of them working an hour. That's 8,000 hours in one day. So you see why leverage from 24 hours to 8,000 in one day, folks? That's the power of leverage. Okay? That's the power of building a community. You get to leverage. You use leverage. You only need 2. Of course, you need more than 2, but you as an individual only need 2 because now you're leveraging. Those 2 will turn into 4. Those 4 will turn into 8, and so on and so forth. Right? So you don't have to go there and get 8. I just get 2, and those 2 got 2. Okay, boom, there it is. Right? Simple stuff, folks. Understand the power of what you have in your hands because other people understand it. Okay? And they're manipulating you to get to their goals. There's no manipulation here, folks. It is what you see is what you get. It's fully transparent. Okay? What you see is what you get. Okay? And we are loving rainBNB. All right. Let's take a look at let's see here. Okay. I hope this stuff is making sense to you, folks. I hope you're getting this. I hope, you know, that I'm making it as clear as possible. All right. Now, people always ask about this. Okay. This is the only sheet you need to know about the compensation plan, folks. Okay. This one page that you see in the presentation. Okay. Here we've updated, revised it. It's now showing 27 instead of 28. Okay. But pretty much the same information. Okay. So, right, we tell you, right, and we've said to you, we've shown you, we've shared with you, we've informed you that this represents 90% of the compensation. Okay. So what's happening here, we have a document, you know, the worksheet that's in the Telegram group where we kind of break this down even more, right? So we're showing you how the 3 come together, how the direct referral bonus, how the recurring level, how the rank upgrade, how the 3 of them kind of come together. Okay, because people keep wondering, well, why is this showing $57 and then this is 27 and then this is 78? Well, you know, doesn't make sense to me. Why doesn't it just keep on going up, 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 up? Okay, and for the most part it does, but not always. As you can see here, right, goes from 12,000 drop down to 2,500. Then it starts to come back up again. Okay, then it drops down again. Okay, then it comes up, then it goes down again. What's going on? Because it's 3 different things in one. Okay? It's 3 different things in one. Right, folks? That's all that is. Okay? So, for example, when we're here, level 8, okay? So we're saying at this point right here, you're receiving 3.5 BNB, okay, which values around $2,500. Okay, but why does it go down from here? The reason why it goes down from here, folks, right, level 8, is because there is no rank upgrade bonus. The rank upgrade bonus is the biggest piece of the compensation plan. So if there's no rank upgrade bonus inside here at all, okay, that means the number is going to be small. Okay, there's no rank upgrade bonus here. There's none here. There's none here. All of a sudden now you're getting rank upgrade bonus down here. That's why this number jumped up significantly from 11,000 to 71,000. Okay. So it's the rank upgrade bonuses. When you come in, when someone comes as a champion, You're always going to have a rank upgrade, rank upgrade, rank. They're all there in the first 7 levels. Why? Because they bought 7 packages. That's what a champion is. When you come in as a champion, you're buying the first 7 packages. If you were to come in as a director, you'd be buying the first 8 packages. Okay, so then this number down here would be bigger. But that's not the case though, right? So what happens when someone joins your community and they're on your 8th level right here, okay, they've purchased 7 packages. So the first package goes here, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. You are up here, you don't get anything. There's no rank upgrade bonus coming to you. But what you do get is you get a recurring level bonus. That's why you're still getting paid here. Okay? So there's no rank upgrade coming to you, folks. So this 69%, that's gone. All that's left is this recurring level. Okay? And when folks come in here, you're not getting a direct referral bonus either. Okay? It's just a recurring level, which is 1.5%, but it's paid out over 14 generations. That's why 1.5 times 14 is 21%. That's what recurring pays out from each transaction. But specifically to you is 1.5% of that 21 is what you receive. Okay? So that's why, folks. So again, all that, it's not something that you need to know, right? But just so you understand, there is no rank upgrade bonus that's being paid here. Why is that? Because when someone joins, okay, they just join as a champion. Anyone that's on your level 8 pays what? What does it pay to you? Okay, you have to wait for them to upgrade as a director. Okay, so you get a director bonus from anyone that's on your 8th level. Anyone on your 9th level, you get the Titan upgrade bonus. Anyone on your 10th level, okay, you're going to get the what? The Icon upgrade. 11th level, Legend upgrade. 12th level, right? Emperor upgrade. See how that works, folks? Okay, so when someone comes in on your 8th level, they have not made any money yet. They just got in. So how can you receive a director upgrade? How can they upgrade as a director? They just got in as a champion. So they have to wait until they've made enough money. Okay? So we're estimating that by the time they reach down here, so meaning that they come in, they got 2, 4, 8, 16, so they got around 30 people in their community. Okay? They will have enough money to now upgrade as a director. Now, guess what happens? Now you're receiving these. So all right here, this is 256 multiplied by the director upgrade. That's what's giving these figures down here, folks. Okay. Now here, there's no director, there's no rank upgrade bonus. That's why the number drops. Okay. But it's still significant, though. It's $56,000. It's nothing to laugh at. Most people don't make $56,000 a year, folks. You understand? Right? And then down here, this represents what? This is the Titan upgrades. But a Titan upgrade is based upon people that's on your 9th level. Again, we've simplified it so you don't have to even think about any of the stuff that I'm saying to you. All you have to focus on is U+2. U+2 in here, boom, this happens. When those two, guess what? They're going to get there too. This happens. Okay? And so on and so forth, folks. Everything is there. It's going to work the way it's supposed to work. Okay? That's why. And it keeps on going down, going down, going down, going down. Okay? Until you're starting to get these creator upgrades. And the creator upgrades, that's what's responsible for this massive number down here, 803 million. These are creator upgrades. Okay? These are chancellor upgrades. Right here, this is what? Conqueror upgrades, emperor upgrades, legend upgrades, okay? Icon upgrades, Titan upgrades. Right? Director upgrades. And then we're up to champion upgrades. See how that works, folks? And we keep on going all the way up. But from here up, it goes every single level. Okay? This right here is the mentor upgrades. And this right here is the pioneer upgrades, ambassador upgrades. Okay? Achiever upgrades, influencer upgrades, and then beginner. See how that works? That's how the system works, folks. Okay? It's simple, but we don't want anything that's complicated. Okay? We want to simplify it. Okay? So the last thing I want to cover before we go, right, is the Freedom 800. So let me just pause and just see if there's any questions about anything that I've set up to this point.
No questions, only comments.
Okay. Well, hopefully they're all positive comments. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go back to that and let's go share freedom 800. Because folks, I'm telling you, listen, all of us, we know what the possibilities are, or we should know. Okay. It's more than 1.5 million BNB, right? So not $1.5 million, but 1.5 million BNB. Okay. So that means when BNB is $1,000, okay, per coin, right? What does that mean? That means that's $1.5 billion, right? When it's 10,000, okay, that means it's $15 billion. Okay, folks? So the potential is not 1 billion. It's a lot more than that, folks. Okay? We say, you know what, we're going to keep the price for illustration purposes, we're going to use 700 BNB. We're not using 10,000, we're not using 5,000, we're not using 3,000 or even 1,000. We use 700 because 700 is close. Well, when we actually did it, right, the price was 700 at the time. Okay? Right? And so we said we're going to keep it at 700. We're not going to go up. We're not going to go down. We're just going to keep it here and going forward. Okay? And that's where the 1 billion comes from. Okay? If you take that 1.5 and multiply it by 700. Okay? So we know the potential is massive. This is what we're saying. I don't care who you are on this planet. Okay? Trust me. Elon Musk, okay, would love to have 1.5 million BNB right now. Maybe he does, I don't know, but I'm saying, you know, he would love to have that, folks. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. I don't care who it is on this planet. Okay? I don't care whether you have money, don't have money, it doesn't matter. Okay? 1.5 million BNB. That's a lot, folks. Okay? Because that can translate to over 15 billion with a B. $billion. Okay? Now, are we saying that you're going to get that? We'll never tell you that. Okay? Will rainBNB create billionaires? Absolutely it will, folks. I'm telling you. I personally believe that we can have about 100 billionaires. Show me a business that's ever done that. And I believe that is possible in rainBNB. The number, and we don't need 8 billion people on the planet to join rainBNB for that to happen, folks. No. Okay, so that's not what we're saying either. It's way less than that. Okay? The point is, it's possible. It is possible for us mathematically to have, and it's realistic. It's a realistic possibility. This is not some pie in the sky, and if everybody on the planet joins and everybody has 50 accounts each, and no. Okay? It's based upon the same numbers that we've been showing you. Okay? And it's possible to have 100 billionaires here. It's possible to have over 100,000 millionaires in rainBNB. We just dumb the number down. We say between 14,000 and 16,000. Okay, but from a math factual standpoint, okay, the numbers are there to support it. Okay, that we can actually have more than 100,000 millionaires. Okay, folks, that's how powerful this thing is. That's why you don't understand how excited I am about this. Okay, this is why I'm not going anywhere. Just think about it. Every single person that you invite into rainBNB have that possibility, that potential to be able to generate, be able to accumulate enough BNB to become a millionaire. Okay? And I want to show you how simple it is, folks. Because for some reason, people think it's complicated. For some reason, they think it's hard, it's difficult. Oh, it's too much work. Too much work? Are you kidding me? Getting up in the mornings and going to a job week after week after week. That is hard work, folks. It's hard work. I'm sorry. It's hard work. The reality is that, yes, it takes some upfront work, but once you get your rainBNB community going, folks, you literally just sit back and relax. What else is there to do? If people were doing what they're supposed to be doing, that's exactly what would happen. But unfortunately, life is not perfect. So we have to put a little bit more effort in, and that's okay because it's more than worth it, folks. Okay, so let me show you why it's worth it. Okay, all right.
Before you move on, Michael,
Uh-huh.
there's a question. How could someone looking for funding for a project like a paternity, school, churches, apply rainBNB to achieve their needs?
They just build a community. Build a community. They want $100 million for their project. Go build a rainBNB community, and you'll have your $100 million. How long will that take you? Depends on how fast you move. Will it take you 10 years? No, it'll take you less than that. Take you 5 years? Can take you less than that. It just depends on how you build your community. Okay? But you can. Folks, when it comes to funding, private placement and medium-term notes and all kinds of nonsense that's out there, folks. Okay? Trust me, I know enough people who have lost millions of dollars in those schemes or those ideas or those potential for project funding. Okay? I'm looking at this and saying, wow, you know what? I do have a project that I want to fund. Okay? And that project requires around $50 million. rainBNB is the solution. So I know I'll be able to fund the project myself by building a rainBNB community. Okay? And we'll go through the numbers and you'll see how long it'll take you to be able to achieve that. You understand, folks? Let's see. All right? So let's take a look at Freedom 800. Okay. So Freedom 800, folks, right? It's about becoming financially free, right? Attaining financial freedom in 15 to 30 months by accumulating 800 BNB. Okay? That's what that is. 800 BNB is the target. Now, for some, it may be 100 BNB. The reason why I settled on 800 BNB because I want to account for as many people as possible. I know for some 100 BNB is more than enough, folks. 100 BNB can make you a millionaire. Okay, so I know for some it's enough. Okay, but that's down the road. That's when the price gets to 10,000. Okay, we're talking about, well, what can we achieve in the next couple of years without BNB getting to 10,000? Because what if it doesn't? It's a possibility, right? We believe it will, but what if it doesn't, though? Okay, so the more BNB I have is the less I need the price to increase by. The smaller amount of BNB I have is the more I need the price to increase by. See how that works? So in other words, if I have 100 BNB, okay, and the price is $1,000, which is a realistic expectation, right? 1,000 is realistic, okay? But if I have 100 BNB, that's only $100,000. Now, for some people, depending on where they live, that's enough, folks. You know what I mean? Someone was saying the other day that $400 a month is enough for someone living in India. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, $400 a month. My kids then could not live on $400 a month. Never mind us as a family. Okay? Another person in India told me that $100 a month, was good enough for them and their family. I was like, wow. Right? So I know that $100,000 is more than enough for a lot of people on this planet. Absolutely. Okay, but I want to cater to not just them, but what about the folks that are living in, in the U.S., in Canada, those that are living in the U.K., Germany, Australia, France. You understand? Right? So I want to try and cater to as many as possible, and not just folks who, make less than $30,000 a year. Okay? So that's why Freedom 800. And the more you have, folks, it just means the greater the financial freedom that you have, okay? Because what we want to help people create is decentralized wealth, okay? We want you to become wealthy, meaning that once you have it, folks, you have it for life, okay? Not rich today and then poor tomorrow. That's not what we want, okay? And we've seen so many people, who are able to attain a good amount of money and then poof, Mike Tyson comes to mind. Mike Tyson, I believe at one point had over $400 million. You understand? Not anymore. Thank God for his last fight that he had, that was able to put, a few million back into his pocket. You understand? And not just him, there's been others, a lot of professional athletes and so on, money gone by the wayside, entertainers, actors, etc. Right? Even people in corporate America, right? Corporations disappearing, you know what I mean? What happened in 2008 really killed a lot of people financially, right? Killed them financially, right? The Bernie Madoff situation, billions of dollars gone by the wayside, in that scheme, etc. There's been lots of stuff, folks, okay, where people lost a lot of money, okay? So we want to be able to give people something, because if you have 800 BNB in your hands, folks, it doesn't mean you're going to convert all 800 BNB into cash. Maybe you convert 100 into cash and you hold on to, 700, right? And you use those 700 over the years, right? Who knows, right? The bottom line is, if you have 800 BNB for just about everybody on this planet, that's more than enough to be able to set them in the direction of financial freedom, okay? And that can happen in 15 to 30 months, okay? So here's a 15-month plan, okay? So 15 months to be able to accumulate 800 BNB, okay? And it's really simple, folks. It's still U plus 2. That has not changed. It's still always about U plus 2, okay? And we're saying that 30 days. It should not take more than 30 days to be able to invite 2 others that would say yes. It just means that you didn't do enough in those 30 days, folks. Because a lot of folks, they treat this is just a casual business. It's like, oh yeah, rainBNB, oh yeah, I'm involved in that, ain't I? Okay, let me go, see what I can invite today. And then they forget about it for a week or 2 weeks. You understand? I remember I invited this gentleman to come join. This was April 1st. And now, today, right, I got an email from him. Oh, can you help me with that thing? Like, buddy, I shared this with you like April 1st. You understand? Almost 2 months later, he's coming back to me. Happens, folks, right? It happens. But the reality is, if you put it in front of enough people, there's no reason for it not to take you 30 days, okay? Right? But if it takes you longer, it's still okay, folks. It's just up to you. You determine what speed you want to go at. No one can force you otherwise, okay? But is it realistic? Yes, it is. Folks, I had hundreds of people in my very first month, okay? Not 2, but hundreds, okay? So is it realistic? Absolutely. So what am I showing you here? Right, 1 to 3 months. So in 3 months, be able to generate this. What is this? Okay, that's having a community size of 14 in 90 days, in 3 months. Okay, and we have many of our community members who have done that in their first month. Never mind 3 months. Okay, you be the judge. Check yourself and see what you have done in your first 90 days. Okay, I'm sure some of you have done exactly this. Others have not. Some have not even gotten 2 in 90 days. Okay, because they're not doing enough. People are scared. Oh, but I don't want Johnny to say no. Oh, I don't want Susie to say, oh my gosh, why are you doing that? Oh, that's a scam. Oh, you understand me, folks? Listen, I don't care what. If you don't pay my bills, you cannot dictate anything to me. You don't pay my bills. So this is what I choose to do, to choose to generate an income so I can pay my bills. So I don't care what you have to say if it's something negative coming out of your mouth. If you have something positive to say, then I'll more than gladly listen to what you have to say. Okay? 4, 5, 6 months, you've done this. Okay? Folks, 4 months to become a director. Right? In less than 4 months, we have people who are directors, titans, and icons. Some folks have become icons in their very first month. So I know that what I'm saying is realistic because we can see the community, folks. We can see what people are doing. Like I said, rainBNB is fully transparent. Okay? You can't lie about what you're doing, folks. It's very easy to see what you're doing. I can't lie to you and say, oh, I'm making this much when I'm not. Right? It's easy to find that out. Okay? In 9 months, okay, 7 months, sorry, becoming a legend and an emperor. Okay? Now, we know within the Alliance to Success group that we have legends and even emperors. Okay? So we know it's doable. If someone has done it, folks, that means it's doable. Okay? If no one has done it, then we say, okay, well, no one has done it yet. Okay? But people have. Right? 10, 11, 12 months. So in 12 months to become a creator. Okay? 12 months. That's a long time, folks. Is it doable? Of course it is. Okay? It is doable. Right? And then 13, 14, 15 months. Okay? You can see the numbers. You're already upgraded as a creator, so there's no more upgrades to do. Okay? So this is all yours. So when we add up the numbers, folks, and then we subtract all the upgrades from it, okay, you're left with 800 BNB. Okay? And 800 BNB, so think 15 months from now, folks. Okay? Is it reasonable that the price is going to be 1250 15 months from now? When we already said that the experts are saying, you know, they're expecting to be over 3,000, right? So of course it's realistic. That's going to be at least 1250. That makes you $1 million. Makes you a millionaire. Okay? In the next 15 months, the number is going to be closer to 3,000 per BNB. Okay? And if that be the case, then you're talking about 2.4 million. Okay? But let's just stick with the 1 million, folks. If you have $1 million, you can literally, you know, liquidate all of this. Okay? And it's not difficult, folks, to get anywhere from 5 to 10% on your money if you have $1 million. Okay? If you have $1 million. It's not difficult to do that. Okay? And without taking any, you know, super risk and all that stuff. You can just go to your bank and your bank will help you set that up. They usually have some sort of private banking for those who have at least $1 million or more. Okay? And you'll be able to get better rate of returns than what is published, okay, in your local bank. Okay, folks? So it's not difficult, right? Anywhere from 5% to 10%. It just depends, okay? And if you're getting 10%, that's $100,000 a year. Okay? I'm pretty sure that you can be comfortable with $100,000 a year. And that's without touching your million. Your million's just sitting there, okay? Worst case scenario, $50,000 a year, okay? And again, depending on where you are in the world, okay, that's more than enough, okay? So it's more than enough for most people on this planet, right? And then if we are more accurate and it's closer to the 3,000 mark, so now you have $2.4 million to play with. Okay, folks? So that's more than enough to wipe out all your debts. It's more than enough to be able to have a nest egg and to have an annuity. Okay, have something that is, you know, your money's basically working for you, spitting out, you know, regular, you know, money for you year after year after year. And you can have that for life, folks. And then pass it on to the next generation and so on and so forth. Okay? If you do your estate planning correctly and all these things. Bottom line is 800 BNB is enough to change your life. Absolutely. And it can all be done in 15 months. And if you're one of those that says, well, I don't know about that 15 months because there's no way I can get 2 in 30 days, no problem. Okay? No problem. So then we just go to the 30-month plan. And all the 30-month plans are the exact same plan, folks, except you're doubling the time that it takes to get your 2. So instead of 30 days, it's taking you 60 days. Okay? So you're covered, right? So it's the same thing, right? Same information. Okay? The difference is it's taking you 30 months, right? 2.5 years, which is not a long time, folks. How many people, you know, can make $1 million in 2.5 years? And think about what you're doing to actually make it, folks. Think of the risk that you're taking. Where's the risk? You put $300 in, you invite 2 others. Where is the risk? You're in something where no one's going to run off with any money. So as you're making your money, as you're getting your money in your wallet is growing. Who's going to take off with it, folks? No one. It's not inside rainBNB. As I said, rainBNB does not store or hold any funds. Okay? And to be 100% correct, Yes, the royalty is held for 24 hours and the lifestyle is held for a week, and then it's instantly paid out. Okay? But that's just 5%, folks. We don't even concern ourselves with that. Okay? What we focus on is the 90%, and that 90% is released instantly. It's never held in any wallet other than the wallet it's supposed to go in. Okay? Which is belonging to someone within the community. Okay? So 2.5 years, well, we definitely know, well, I shouldn't say we definite. I mean, there's no ever any guaranteed. But, we're pretty confident that it's going to be at least $3,000 2.5 years down the road when the experts are saying come next year. Okay? See how that works, folks? That's a simple stuff, right? It's a simple stuff. In actual fact, we should be looking at 15 weeks, folks. But again, I get it. Not everyone's going to be like me. Not everyone's going to drop what they're doing and go make sure they get. Listen, when I got into rainBNB, I needed to make money right now. My very first 30 days, I need to make money to go pay my bills. Okay? And my bills, it's not a brag or anything, but it's more than, the average person, let's say. Okay? You understand, folks? Right? But for those who still says, well, that still seems pretty quick, 60 days to get 2. I don't know. I don't think I can get 1 in 30 days. Like, really, folks? Then you're not that serious about your financial future. There's no way it should take you more than 60 days just to find 2 people to say, yes, I want to change my life. Really? It just doesn't compute with me. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Right? But it doesn't mean that we can't feel for you. We can't cater to you. This is why we have a 5-year conservative plan, because that's what it is, folks. So even on a 5-year basis, if this is all it was, forget about the 15-month and 30. If all it was just 5 years, you have 5 years to accumulate 800 BNB. Are you kidding me? In 5 years, folks, we're expecting the price of BNB to be over $10,000. So take 800 BNB, multiply that by $10,000. Folks, that's $8 million. The same 800 BNB. So if you have a chance to accumulate 800 BNB that has the potential to be 8 million 5 years from now, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you say, let me just get in? Why wouldn't you say, you know what, now that I'm in, let me go find my 2. I need to find my 2 ASAP. I don't want to take 60 days or 4 months. I don't want to take 4 months to go find my 2. You understand, folks? The reason why we're saying 4 months is because we're averaging it. Some people take a week, some people will take 2 weeks, some people will take a month, some will take 3 months, some may even take 6 months. But we're averaging it out to say, okay, 4 months. Because 4 months is super, super slow. Super slow. I don't care how you've been beaten up. I don't care how, I've joined 10 things and I failed at all those 10 things. I've invited people in and they don't believe in me no more. I don't care. Go find a stranger who doesn't know you. They will join you. Okay? If you put the information in front of enough people, your 2 will join, folks. And then you're good to go. It's as simple as that. If I have a church, oh my goodness, and I'm the pastor of the church, I am telling you, I am going to my key individuals within the church. I'm saying, guys, we're having a meeting. I'm saying, guys, listen, I believe we have something here. Finally, we have a solution that's going to help us. And not just help us, but help our congregation, help our members. Okay? Because these are the same members that are paying offering and tithes and all these different things. Okay? Well, why can't we help them? Right? We should have everyone in the congregation should be participating in this because they cannot lose. But maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you think, well, I don't know, maybe there's a back door somewhere. Maybe somehow they're going to, right? We just can't help you folks. Because the reality is this thing is powerful. People have a network, people have a community, and they don't want to use their community. Oh, I got these people in another business. I can't go to them. Why not? Let them tell you no. Give them the opportunity to make a decision for themselves. Do not prejudge them, because you're doing them a favor by sharing them something that cannot disappear, folks. You understand? This is better than their job. This is better than anything that they're doing right now. I don't care if they have a 401k. I don't care if they have an RRSP. I don't care if they have GICs. I don't care if they have REITs. It doesn't matter, folks. How much stocks they have, how much mutual funds they have. All that doesn't matter. Listen, if you took that same $300 that we're talking about, and back in 2011, you went and you purchased some Bitcoins with it, right now, it would be worth over $30 million. Okay, folks? But that's not reality, because chances are you would have sold your Bitcoins a long time ago. You would not have held on to it when it went up to 20,000 and dropped all the way back down. You would not have held on to it. Okay? When it went up to 60,000 and dropped all the way down, you would not have held on to it. You understand, folks? So that's not reality. The beautiful thing about rainBNB is that my $300 that I've spent, right? The amount of BNB that I've made already, even if the price was to drop to $100, I'm still ahead of the game. Just think about that. I'm still ahead of the game. If you make 100 BNB, folks, and BNB price all of a sudden drops down to $100, that's still $10,000 in your hands. You only paid $300. Are you not ahead of the game? This is why for us, when you're accumulating the coins, it doesn't matter if it goes up or down. If I have 800 BNB and the price drops to 100, which, clearly I don't believe that's going to happen, but let's just say it does, right? That's still $80,000 in my hands, folks. I only spent $300. If it goes where we think it's going to go, now we're talking about millions of dollars, right? And do I just let it sit there, sit there, sit there? No, I'm going to take some of that out. I'm going to go and, pay off my mortgage, right? So no matter what happens now, hey, my house is free and clear. Maybe I have some credit card debts. So go pay those off, right? Maybe you have a car loan. Pay that off. You understand, folks? You don't just sit there and look at look at my 800 BNB. They look so nice. No. Make yourself debt-free. You understand? You're always going to have bills, right? You will always have bills, but you don't have to have debt. Two different things. Okay, folks? This is so simple. Okay? Same information. All we did was just change the time frame. So whether it's taking you a month to get your 2, 60 days to get your 2, or 4 months to get your 2. That's all we're sharing with you, folks. Okay? And as you can see, 5 years from now, which is 60 months, okay, it's going to be closer to 10,000, right? The price will be closer to 10,000 than it will be to 3,000. But either one, folks, even if 5 years from now, it's 1,250, you're still sitting on $1 million 5 years from now. How long will it take you at your job just to make $1 million right now? If you're making $50,000 a year, folks, it's going to take you, 20 years to do this? 20 years. If you make $50,000 right now at your job, it will take you 20 years to make $1 million, and you would not have $1 million to show because you're spending the $50,000 every year to live your life. You understand? So how much of that could you actually save at the end of 20 years? It would not be $1 million, because that's everything, right? But here, as you accumulate the coins, you can literally save it. You understand, folks? This is so powerful. And we're talking about 5 years. It's not going to take you 20 years. And in reality, in 5 years, it's going to be closer to $8 million. Right? Are we saying you're going to be a billionaire? No. Are we saying you're going to make 100 million? No. We're just saying 800 BNB, folks. But I can tell you this, I'm going to have way more than 800 BNB in 5 years. It's going to be at least 100,000 BNB, folks. That much I can promise you. Okay? At least 100,000 BNB. So you take 100,000 BNB now and multiply by any figure you want to use. 100,000 BNB by $1,000. Okay? That's 10 million, folks. Right? 100,000 BNB, multiply that by 3,000, right? I have to pause, folks. Okay? I have to pause. Why am I pausing? Because 100,000, okay? I'm getting ahead of myself here. 100,000 BNB, multiply that by 1,000 BNB price. That's 100 million. Okay, so I misspoke. So I was like, wait a minute. So my head is, I'm calculating back in my head here. I was like, wait a minute, what are you saying? Right? Okay, that's 100 million, folks. Right? Is there anyone on this call that don't believe that BNB is going to get to 1,000? Anyone? Right? That don't believe that? So 100,000 BNB, that's what I believe that I will generate, okay, in less than 5 years. It's not going to take me 5 years to do it, folks. In less than 5 years, that's $100 million. Okay, 100,000 times 1,000, that's 100 million. Okay, do you want to multiply that by 3,000? Right? That's $300 million. You want to multiply it by 10,000 where we think the price will be 5 years from now? Okay? That's $1 billion. 1 billion. Okay, folks? So the person who asked the question about, funding a project, there's your project funding. Less than 5 years. Again, I don't know how much you're looking for or what, you understand me? But I just share that with you. It is possible, folks, to walk away with 100,000 BNB. Maybe it's 10,000 BNB. So 10,000 BNB 5 years from now is what? Okay, that's 100 million. 100 million, folks. So in 5 years, think of 10,000 BNB. I'm saying 100,000 for myself personally. Okay, 10,000 BNB. That's still not, even 100,000 is still not close to the potential, right? The potential is 1.5 million BNB. I'm just saying 100,000. So that means I'm still leaving 1.4 million BNB on the table to walk away from my 100,000. You understand, folks? So is it not worth, putting a little bit of effort into this? It's almost impossible not to make $1 million in 5 years. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Right? But why take 5 years when you can do it in 30 months? Why take 30 months if you can do it in 15 months? You understand, folks? It's a simple, simple business. Simplest business that I've ever come across with. It has the most potential that I've ever seen. Okay? It's doable for anyone out there. Okay, I don't care what your background is. I don't care what country you live in. Okay, it is doable for everyone, everywhere. Okay, folks? So it's just up to us what we want. Do we want to sit around and continue to struggle for the rest of our lives? Or do we want to just say, you know what, enough is enough. Let's just go and get it. Right? It's up to us. Do we want to go and get it, or do we want to sit around and mope and complain about all the issues that we have in? You understand me? All the financial struggles that we have in. You understand, folks? It doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice because we have something in our hands right now that can actually give us the results that we're looking for. Just think about that. It's going to give you the results that you're looking for, folks. You understand? That is a beautiful thing. rainBNB. The program, the platform, the business, the opportunity for 2025 and beyond. There is nothing else that's out there that compares to what we have, folks. When you're looking at, will it disappear? When you're looking at, instant payments, any withdrawal issues, right? When you look at, the effort that is needed, you plus two, just two? I just need to go invite two others, right? The compensation, the amount that is available, the potential, billions of dollars, not just 1 billion, billions of dollars. That's the potential. So that means if billions is possible, so then it's realistic that I can go and make millions then, right? No? Remember, just 100 BNB is enough to make you a millionaire with rainBNB. All right? Any questions before we say goodbye? Anything, Nicole?
No, you're good.
So there you have it, folks. Okay? Unless you have something else of me, that's all I wanted to share today. We'll be back tonight. We're going to go over the same information. Hopefully you walk away with fully understanding the smart contract and realizing that it's impossible for you to fail with rainBNB. It's impossible for anyone to run off with any funds. It's impossible to have withdrawal issues. It's just impossible, folks. So when you have all those impossibilities, what does that leave you with? Success. Success. If that's what you're looking for, it's right here. It's waiting for you. All you have to do is what? Put information in front of people so that they can make an informed decision about rainBNB. Forget about, warning message and forget about all that nonsense, folks. It is what it is. Okay? We're not going to run from it. Okay? It is here. We see it. Okay? But what we do know is that we have something that will change people's lives. Don't matter where you are in the world, it will change your life. And all you have to do is what? Get in as a champion, invite 2 others. It's a done deal. Done. Finish. Okay, folks? So thank you so much for being with us here today. We appreciate you. Okay? And just let folks know this is what goes on Tuesdays. Okay, this is how we break it down. And every Tuesday, we're going to go through the smart contract every single time. We'll always go through the smart contract. Okay? Because frankly, I don't think there's much training that we need, folks. Well, I need to know how to invite people. I need to know how to market. Nonsense. All you have to do is put the information in front of people. What training do you need to know about? That's all you have to do, folks. That's it. Well, what do you mean? Okay, well, how did you get involved? Someone got you involved. So do the exact same thing that person did with you. It worked for you, didn't it? You joined. Do the same thing. Oh, but I want to go buy leads. Really? I want to go work the cold market. Yeah, that's what you want to do? It's far more effective, folks, to go to people that you know. They don't have to be your best friend, right? They don't have to be your closest relative. Go to any and everyone. That's what I do. I just put the information out there to people, right? And if they respond, they respond. If they don't, they don't. No problem. You understand, folks? It's as simple as that. Put information in front of people. If they want to come to a live presentation, no problem. Hey, there, we got a recording. Here, go watch the 21-minute video. Simple. And then all you have to do is just help them get started. Help them set up their MetaMask. Help them add the network to the MetaMask. Help them fund, okay? And then give them the appropriate registration link to use, and they're in. Walk them through the process, folks. You only need to walk 2 people through. If you have the ability to get more in, by all means, go for it. Bring more to the table. The more you bring, the faster your community grows. It's as simple as that. Help each other out. Work with each other. If you're not sure how to fund and this and all this, no, you got in, so you were able to fund. Okay? Just repeat the process, folks. So that's not what people need to understand is the smart contract as far as, and when I say understand it, just simply, what we share today, so that they can see that, okay, it's impossible for anybody to run, because there's no money to run off with. I can't say that enough, folks. You understand? So from a training standpoint, that's just me. But, if there's stuff that people want to be trained on, absolutely, I will do my best to share that information, right? I just don't see, what, right? Understand the smart contract, understand the potential, understand what do I need to do in order for that to happen. And all it takes is you plus 2. Well, how do I get my 2? As I said, put information in front of people and you're good to go. It is that simple, folks. It is that simple. Don't complicate it. Don't think that there's some secret recipe or there's some secret sauce or secret marketing place or secret, place to get leads or recruit people or invite. That's nonsense. Don't let people lie to you. Okay? So all that is nonsense, folks. You understand? Comes back to put information in front of people, and that is it. That's all you can do. That's all I can do. That's what I do. I'm not doing anything different. I'm not telling you to do this and I'm doing that. I'm doing the exact same thing I'm telling you. So if it works for me, folks, there's no reason why it can't work for you. Okay, I'm not doing these one-on-one presentations and, okay, well, you have all the, no, nothing, no. Same thing that you're doing, folks. So here, go to this website. Go check it out. That's what I'm doing. Here, come to this live presentation. That's what I'm doing. Okay? And then I follow up with the people then. Hey, so what did you think? Let them tell me whatever they want to tell me. If it's all negatives, okay, no problem, man. It's not for you. Okay, thanks. On to the next person. I'm not going to sit there and listen to all the negativity, if there is some, or folks, you are in control. Okay, don't give that person you are in, you know what you're involved with. Okay, so don't give them the control. If they don't see it, okay, it's not for them. Simple as that. On to the next person. But I thought that person was going to join for sure. Okay, they didn't. Next. You understand, folks? It really is that simple. Do not complicate this. Really, don't complicate it. Okay, we've shown you on the smart contract exactly how it works, exactly where the money goes, all of that stuff. So you should be good. Okay, and if you came in late and you missed all that information, we're back here tonight. We're going to go through it again. Okay, just get here in time. Okay, 10 p.m. Eastern. All right, our next live presentation will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay, and then we're back in the evening again. All right, folks, again, we do it this many times, not because we want to do it, right? But we believe that it's there to help you. So if we can help you, that's why we're doing 8 calls. That's why I'm doing, why I'm going to repeat the same information tonight again. Okay? Because I believe it's important and I believe it's going to help. So if it's going to help, if 2 people show up tonight, hey, we're going to go through the same information with 2 people. It is what it is. You understand, folks? Not what the numbers per se, but as long as people are getting benefit from it, we'll continue to do it. If no one's getting any benefit from it, then absolutely I would stop. Okay? I'm sure, my wife would appreciate me spending more time with her instead of being on calls. But it's for the greater good. You understand, folks? It's for the greater good. Okay? So that's why we're doing it. So thank you, Nicole, for your assistance. Thanks, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Mickey, for all your great posts. Okay? Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye for now.